What up, YouTube? Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Sherry. So glad you're here today. I hope you're doing well. Today is my monthly makeup discovery video. I have several products that either I haven't tried at all or I've just tried them minimally, and so I just want to play around today, come up with something beautiful, and just see what I think about some of these products. So I'm going to do this get ready with me style and just chat with you about the products that I'm using and what I think of them just on a first impressions basis and see how they work out for me. So if you'd like to see what I come up with in this makeup discovery video, then please keep watching. I'm going to start off with my face makeup and just go in with my ordinary combination of primers. You guys know I'm a little bit extra when it comes to primers, but I know what works and what looks good. The first one I'm going in with is called No Problem Primer, and this is by Touch in Soul, and this came in one of my boxy charms. I'm going to go ahead and smooth that all over my face. Oh my goodness, I just got through using this new cleanser and new moisturizer from Perricone MD. It was a recommendation from my friend Marlo, and I have never used any of their products before. I'm finding that I'm really starting to enjoy skin cleansers that don't dry my face out, and you know I've used Purity Made Simple for a long time, and it doesn't strip my skin, but it doesn't leave my skin feeling soft either. And of course I did a lot of oils and really nice skincare last night because I just felt like pampering myself. I had kind of a long day and a doctor's appointment with a specialist, and I just wanted to pamper myself, so my skin feels really good anyway. But that left my skin feeling so soft. I love the way it feels. That's why I just keep going and going and going. After that, I like to go in with Professional just to add a little bit more smoothing and a little bit of line and pore filling. And I just can't find anything that I like better than this. I know there's a lot of pore filling type primers, but this is my holy grail, and I've tried a lot thinking, you know, these would be better basically because they were higher priced or whatever, or a more luxury brand, but I still have not found one that I like better than this. Oh my gosh, my skin feels so smooth today. So I'm on spring break and so I'm really enjoying myself. I had a lot of obligatory things that I had to do, but I did clean out my closet, and that wasn't necessarily an obligation, but I am going to lose my ever-loving mind if I have to spend another 10 minutes in my closet trying to find something. So I kind of did that KonMari method and just took every stitch of clothes that I own and put it down on my bed, and it was super overwhelming, and 8 hours later I have a clean closet. And I have a bunch of clothes that are going to go be a blessing to somebody who needs them. Next I go in with Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. Alright, now for foundation. I'm going to go ahead and go in with the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream. I just got through posting a 2-day wear test and review of this on my channel. If you haven't seen that yet, I'll link it up there and you can go check it out after you check this one out. I don't know if you guys will notice, I just wanted to go ahead and just talk about it. I have a gnarly burn on my knuckle. I was trying to get something like situated in the oven and touched my knuckle right to the element. And let me just tell you how was not a good situation for Sherri. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and go in with this. I've really enjoyed this. It's so funny how when you do a review, it's like immediately after you do the review, you hear people saying bad things about it, or people who had other bad experiences with it. And apparently this has some kind of fish collagen, and so people who want vegan cosmetics were having an issue, and just, you know, there's just not ever a release where there's not some kind of controversy. And I don't know how well I did with the review, but I have been enjoying this foundation. I really like it for an everyday kind of foundation, and I like that it allows some of my skin freckles and such to show through, where it doesn't just look like I have a mask of foundation on. Some other people have said something about it felt like they had sand on their face, and I had noticed that very subtly, like there are little white bits of I don't know what, to me, I kind of deduced that it was pigment, like little bits of pigment that wasn't fully blended into the foundation. I forgot to add a little bit of darkness to this. I have to add a little bit of Peach Perfect in a darker color with this because I got a hair too light. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But anyways, it does have some, but like whenever I rubbed on the little white spots that I found on my face, it seemed like pigment to me. And so from there, I just paid closer attention to what was happening with it, and it just, like once I got my powder on and all that, it just, I didn't notice it anymore. So I honestly didn't think it was a federal case, but some people felt the need to, and I can't even tell you because I watched a bunch of videos about this foundation, but a couple of people were like, I'm so sorry that I recommended this to you and it's full of sand. Well, I don't think I would go to that extent to say that it's sand. I really think it's bits of pigment that just aren't fully immersed. And you know, if it's not visible once you're done with your face makeup, if it's not visible then, so what's the big deal? You know me. Just like I tell my students at school, don't start a problem where there's not one. Makeup people, don't start a problem where there's not one. And so I'm going to be using some products that I've gotten, some from the Ulta sale and others just gotten in various subscription boxes, or I just bought it straight out. But I had to get this special edition of MAC Fix Plus Prep and Primer Fix Plus because this is just pink and rose petals, or not rose petals, I guess, cherry blossom, but it is just a special scented version of MAC Fix Plus, and it's cherry blossom scented. And as you can see in my room, I very much love cherry blossoms. So I'm gonna go ahead. I like to do this. I like to put my foundation on not heavy, but just like a little bit heavier, and then go through with MAC Fix Plus and just kind of bounce it into the skin where it just kind of meshes with my skin better. It also, I think, gives it a little bit of additional staying power with the Fix Plus. I like to really wring out my beauty blender on a towel where sometimes it even becomes almost too dry, and the Fix Plus is kind of a remedy for that as well. I've recently been trying out the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. I started off with Neutral 16, way too light. So when I ordered again, I ordered two. I ordered medium 22 and medium 20. And I kind of have found that this is too dark, this is too light, the mix of these two. Good Lord, if I could ever find a shade that actually matched me, it would, I don't know, I would fall off my chair. But anyways, I've been using these and I really have enjoyed them. It's kind of a, I wouldn't say that it is as opaque or as pigmented as Shape Tape, but it gives some good coverage and it's not as dry. That's what I like about it. And since it does kind of thin out as you bounce it in with the Beauty Blender, I kind of go in with a little bit of excess here, more than I ordinarily would use, just to make sure there's enough there. So I'm gonna blend it out with my Beauty Blender. But I'm someone, I do like a brightened under eye, but I like to brighten it with powder, with my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, instead of the actual concealer, because I think that when it matches more closely to my skin tone, concealer actually conceals the dark circles a little bit better than it does if I go in with a really light one. I mean, it's kind of counterintuitive, because you kind of feel like, oh, the lighter it is, the, you know, less dark your eyes are gonna look underneath. And that's true, but if you get kind of a peachy concealer that's similar to your skin tone, it will take care of the dark circles in a much better way. And then you can go ahead and brighten with a lighter powder. That works for me anyway. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. And so I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, go up underneath and set this. And for me, it has to be set, like it creases within seconds. I don't know how people get away with not setting their concealer, Maybe it's just my, you know, unique skin situation, but for me, it just, I mean, it's gone, crease gone in less than a half an hour if I don't set it. So I tried, I was going to tell you guys, I tried the very expensive Charlotte Tilbury Flawless, what is it? Airbrush Flawless Finish. It was a recommendation from Jessica Braun, whom I really trust, and I still do. I just know that, you know, some things work for some people, they don't work for other people. That's just the nature of the situation. But for some reason, this just does not work for me. It's a really nice powder. It's very finely milled. It's very silky, very nice. But it just really creased on me. I tried it with a brush, and I also tried it with the damp beauty blender. And it was much better with the damp beauty blender, but still not something that I think is worth $45. And so I'm actually going to send this back. I told you guys at the beginning of, I don't know when I said it. It wasn't a New Year's resolution or anything. I just decided that I was not going to keep products that don't work for me anymore, especially not expensive ones. So it's going back. I'm going to set the rest of my face with the Peach Perfect powder by Too Faced. Still my holy grail, still my favorite. I'm getting ready to finish this up, so I wanted to go ahead and use it today and set my whole face with it. I do have a backup waiting. Don't you fret about it. I am the makeup hoarder. I am getting much better. I don't order like 14 of the same thing. And I have been a little bit more adventurous lately about trying new products. There are these like some little black brown speck that just keeps, I don't know if it's a piece of this beauty blender, but it's giving me grief. All right, and then I'm gonna take a brush and go over all of it just to make sure that it's all nicely meshed in and buffed in. For bronzer, I've really been enjoying this Cover FX palette that came with the Boxy Luxe this time, and I do like the contour color, so I use that to kind of contour my face, and then I go back in with my regular bronzer and a bigger brush to kind of blow it all out. But since my foundation is a little bit too light, I go in a little bit heavier with the bronzer. But this is really a nice palette, and I think if you're a traveler, it's a really good one because it comes with all kinds of stuff. It's got a setting powder or a finishing powder that I don't understand why it's that color, but it's a nice transition shade for eyeshadow. It's got 2 highlighters, a blush, and a brightener, which I like to use the brightener for the highlighter because the highlighters are a little bit dark for me, but I still think this is a really nice palette. So I just kind of sculpt out my cheekbones with this. I kind of put it on the edge and pinch it a little bit. And then across my forehead. I've been trying to bring down the contour on my forehead just a little bit. Like I'm trying to make my forehead look a little bit less broad. Isn't that a nice word for I have a ginormous forehead? So I bring it down a little bit more than I have in the past, and I really like the way that looks. And then under my jawline. And then to kind of blend that out and smooth out all those edges, I use my Butter Bronzer and my Real Techniques multitasking brush. I also use this lighter shade to contour my nose a little bit. Alright, as part of the Ulta sale, they have a Hot Buys section where it's not 50% off and it's not on a particular day. You can get it through the whole sale if it's not sold out. And every year I try to get another Laura Geller Baked Blush and Brighten because I have several. I have Peach, let's see, I'll just tell you the names. I have Pink Buttercream, which is this one here, which is my favorite, and I've used it for over a year and you can't even tell, because I've ordinarily not liked baked blushes because it seems like they're powdery and don't have very much pigmentation, but not these. And I also got this one, Tropic Hues, in a BoxyCharm. or Boxy Luxe. I'm starting to get confused like which one I got it from, so one or the other. And the one I got this time is called Peach Delight, and it really reminds me, it's not the reason that I got it, but it really reminds me whenever I get it on my cheeks, it looks like NARS Orgasm. So I'm just gonna put that on, and I mean literally you do this. And I probably just went overboard. Alright, it's alright. You have to be super careful and not go in ham with this because it is so pigmented and it's just beautiful. It has a little tiny bit of sheen to it. That's why it reminds me of NARS Orgasm, and that's what I love about NARS Orgasm is it has just the tiniest bit of sheen. And I mean, you could probably get away with not even wearing any highlighter, but you know I'm gonna put on highlighter. But I just really like this. I'm really glad I chose this one. And I am in a Omrizi, ABH Omrizi kind of golden beautifulness mood today. And plus this highlighter goes really well with this blush. Just nice and lightly golden. It's so beautiful. This is another one that's like a baked product that I don't think I'm ever going to run out of it. So you guys know that I have been using this brow blade by Urban Decay, and I've really liked it. I really like it. I don't feel like I used it for all that long. I think I used it for maybe 2 or 3 weeks and almost daily, like 5 days a week, but I ran out of the pencil side, and it felt like I ran out of the pencil side really quickly, and so I didn't repurchase it, not because it's not a good product, but I just feel like it didn't last very long. And it's like $22, $24, and that's a lot that you would have to replace every 2 or 3 weeks to me. But the inky side still works, and so I'm still using that side. But I also saw that my beloved NYX Micro Brow in Chocolate was on sale for $7, which is about $4 off, I think. $4 or $5 off, and so I ordered several of these, so I'm back to this. I still prefer this color. I was afraid that when I went back to this I wouldn't like it as much anymore because I've used so many others, but I still really prefer this color for my eyebrows. It's just a little bit lighter, not as harsh, and it matches my hair color. Or when my hair is actually colored, it matches my hair color. It is time for a root job. Big time. I also wanted to tell you that I have absolutely loved this Jeffree Star spoolie for brows. It is perfection as far as the size of the angled brush and everything else. But today I'm going to go ahead and do the outline with the NYX Micro Brow. And I'm going to go in with this interesting product from Iconic London, which is an eyebrow cushion, and I got this in Boxy Luxe, I think. Inside it's got a little well with the cushion inside. It has an angled brush and a spoolie little tool, but I like to use my own, but it's got a dark color and a lighter color. So I think what I'm going to do today, I did create an entire eyebrow with this, and it looked okay. I really liked the fact that it stuck around. Like once it was set, I could rub my fingers right over my eyebrows and it didn't come off. I actually fell asleep in the chair that night and just went to bed without taking off my makeup because all I had on was a concealer I was testing in the eyebrows, and when I woke up the next morning the majority of the eyebrows were still there. So this is my plan today, is to use my NYX Micro Brow to do the outline, and then to use this to fill it in. And then to go, how extra can I get? Seriously, obviously more extra than most people. I'm going to go in with the little inky side to do some hair strokes. I also did like this Iconic London cushion to go right up at the front of the brow with this brush and go upward and make brush strokes. So let's see how fancy I can get with my eyebrows today. I'm going to do this on fast forward. I want to show you how I do it. I ordinarily go off camera to do this, but I'm going to do it and I'll fast forward through it so it's not a really lengthy part of the video, but I will show you how I do it. Well, folks, These look super black. They didn't really look that way the first time I did them, so I'm hoping that if I go in with kind of a more auburn-ish powder, it'll help a little bit, and with a chocolate colored brow mascara. So let's just see. I'm gonna go ahead and put the powder in, brush through them, and try to kind of chill them out a little bit, and then see what happens. Alright, so these are really bold and not as soft as I would like them to be. I tried to go over with and comb through them a lot, and it does stay put, and I am able to chill them out just a little bit, but they're darker than I want them to be. So let's just make sure that's established. I don't usually go for an eyebrow that is this bold, but I am going to use the Riviera palette today. I have used it once for a very simple look, but today I'm going to try to do something really bold and something that's outside of what I normally do. A cut crease of some sort, but I'm going to bring it up really high. I think in the past I've done cut creases, but I didn't bring them up high enough so you couldn't really see where the cut crease was, or it kind of still was hidden behind eyelashes, and so I'm going to try that today. I'm kind of intimidated and a little bit scared that it's going to be a hot mess, but it's like, you know, go for it. It's a makeup discovery video for that reason, and if it turns out looking like a hot mess, well, at least I tried, right? So I'm going to go ahead and use something else that's new, and that is the P. Louise base. People rave about this. I try to use it as kind of a regular primer and just put on a really thin layer, and I didn't feel like it canceled out the discoloration on my eyelid enough, but I was given a suggestion to put it on with the brush and put it on a little bit thicker, kind of like I would my Painterly paint pot. So I'm going to try that today. I'm just going to use a flat concealer brush to do that. I mean, this really did hold the shadow, it just didn't offer as much of the color discoloration, pigmentation, I guess. And see, I'm putting that on pretty thick. But, oh. Apparently that wasn't a clean brush. I'm going to use a clean concealer brush to apply it this time. I'm going to put it on a little thicker and go all the way up to my eyebrow, and I'm also going to pull it out a little further than I normally would, because I'm probably going to pull my eyeshadow out a little bit further than I normally would. I don't know, this is looking weird and patchy to me. I'm going to go in with my finger. Alright, I'm going to go over that with my beauty blender and just make sure it's nice and smooth and not, you know, concentrated in one area more than the other. Alright, I'm scared. I'm scared, y'all. I'm scared. Alright guys, this is the beautiful palette. I'm in love with this. It is so gorgeous. I'm so excited to see some real color on an ABH palette. Super exciting. I am going to go in first with the shade Sails, which is just a stark white, and I'm just going to put that along my brow bone. Alright, here I go. I'm seriously intimidated. I'm going to start off with this lightest peach color called Estate, and I'm going to put it way up, almost all the way to my brow bone. It's like I have to start it up higher than I ordinarily would in order to make sure there's a gradient that shows. Like just below where I just put the white shade. And next I'm going to go in with Coastline. It's a little bit darker peachy shade, and go right below that. I really have no idea what I'm doing, just so you know. Alright. I'm going to go in with this bright pink shade called Bahamas. You know, it's like go big or go home at this point. I'm using a Sigma E25 and I'm going to just pack the color on this inner area right here. And then I'm going to try to move it into some purple, I think. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to use the same brush and go into the shade Can. I think the E is silent on this, not sure. And start going into a wing type shape. I'm nervous. Okay, as you guys can see, I'm doing the cut crease. I just have to concentrate. So no talking. I'm using the ColourPop No Filter Concealer, the lighter shade. Alright, so I have the crease cut on both sides. I'm going to go in with a makeup wipe and remove, or at least attempt to remove, most of the concealer, and then go in with, make it a clean, probably better off using this. Go in and make it a clean lid and go in where none of the pink is there, and we'll start off with a clean thing before I go in with other colors. I am on the struggle bus. I have no clue what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna keep on trucking and see what I can come up with. I'm now going to go in with the shade Seychelles. I don't know, maybe that's seashells in French. And I'm going to put that on the inner part of my lid. Next, I'm going to go into Mediterranean on the outer lid. Alright folks, that was scary and hard, and I don't know how I feel about how it turned out. I think it's super dramatic and crazy, just like I kind of wanted it to be. But now I need to go in and do a winged eyeliner. And recently my friend Marlo found a video, and I had actually seen this method before. I just never wanted to to shell out the money for the Inglot Duraline. The method is to take some gel eyeliner, add a little bit of the Inglot Duraline to it to make it more fluid, and for that to make it easier for you to get a winged eyeliner. I do not want to mess up what I've already done, but this is so crazy that I just feel like if I'm gonna go for it with all of this, I might as well just go all the way. I might as well just go all the way. So let's see what we can do with the Duraline. The last time I did this, I put a drop of Duraline into the gel liner. It didn't turn out very well, so this time I'm going to dip the brush into the Duraline and then go into the liner on the back of my hand, and hopefully it will turn out better this time. So we shall see. I'm going to use the, to start with, I'm going to use a Morphe M250-0. Alright, so I just went across the top of my lid there. At the lash line, I'm going to go ahead and do that on the other side. I don't know if I'm using enough of this Duraline because it doesn't feel very fluid. I don't know about this. Not going very well. Alright, I'm going to use the winged eyeliner brush by it's Sigma to do the wing. Oh my goodness, I'm making a mess of myself here. I don't know about this. I don't know. I am tempted to just go in with my regular eyeliner and try to salvage this because this ain't working for me. Let me get all this off of my hand so it doesn't end up on my face. And hopefully it's superhero to the rescue. Well, we shall see. Alright folks, it looks like a hot mess. I went too far up with it on this side. I'll try to balance it out a little. This is one of those occasions where I feel like I want to put some liner down on my lower waterline. I'm going to use a Q-tip to remove any of the moisture, and I'm going to use the Voodoo by Urban Decay. Put some purple in there. Okay, so I feel like since this is so overly dramatic, I feel like I need to go ahead and continue on with that with the lashes. So I am going to go ahead and use the lashes that I had pulled out for this, if I can find them. Yes, which is the Desire lashes by, actually I changed my mind. I'm going to go for some velour lashes that are super big. And they're called Wisp It Real Good. I'm going to try one on and see how it looks. Yes. Yes. Because it doesn't block the whole eye look, but it looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and put on some mascara and then go for it. So I don't know what I was thinking when I decided to do this. I guess I just never do anything dramatic, and the Riviera palette just inspired this in me. And I do think it's pretty. It's prettier than I expected it to turn out. But I'm going to go ahead and finish up my eyes. Just go ahead and go over my eyeliner and finish up my, you know, put some mascara on so that I blend the lashes. And then I'll come back and do a lippy with you. Alright, so I already started this, and apparently I wasn't filming. I'm going to go in, since I have such a dramatic eye, I'm going to go with the very nude lip, which is Boldly Bare liner by MAC and Bare It All by Gerard Cosmetics Hydra Matte liquid lipstick. I'm taking purple eyeliner off the top of my hand. So here we go. I think I need some lip balm. Just a little bit. Okay, folks, I feel exhausted. I really do. But this is the final look. It is dramatic, 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 and I don't think I've ever done anything like this before. I think it's pretty. I struggled hardcore. I don't know when or if I would ever want to do this again, but I was challenged. I was inspired by this palette, and I just wanted to do something different. So yes, this is outside the box. Yes, this is avant-garde and very different for me, outside of my comfort zone. And so let me go through and kind of talk about the things that I tried that were new and just kind of tell you how I feel about them. As far as the iconic brow stuff, I'm pretty sure this is going to be retired, only because it looks so dark and bold, and I guess it kind of lends well to the dramatic look, but on a daily basis I wouldn't want eyebrows this bold or this dark. So I just think this is maybe too dark for me, or at least for my preferences. The palette, I am just not experienced with bright colors, you guys, and I don't think it had anything to do with the palette. I think it had to do with me and my inexperience. But as far as the blend is concerned, I think I did okay. I really wanted the place where the silver liner was to be a negative space, but it just looked like there were colors mixed all up in it, and I just didn't like the way it looked. So I had the silver glitter liner out for that reason, because I kind of had a suspicion it would happen that way. As for the P. Louise base, you know, it worked pretty good. I used concealer for part of it, and I used the base for the other part of it. I can't even tell you where I put what, but I guess at the end of the night, if this is all still in place, which I assume it will be, I think that both of these are going to work out fine as primers. I think this would have been better to cut the crease with. If I had done that, I think it would have turned out a little bit better. The next time I do this, I will definitely do my eyes first so that I can clean up these lines. As far as this combination of the Inglot and the gel liner, I did it differently this time. The last time I did it, the very first time I did it, I used, I mixed up a whole bunch of it with one little drop of this, and I felt like I wasted, and I felt like I had too much in my hand. But this time I felt like I didn't have enough Inglot, and it was very inconsistent as I was doing it. Part of it was really fluid and other parts of it were real skippy, and I think it was because I didn't have a consistent amount, or I didn't have a full amount on my hand that was consistently equal ratio. So I think that was a user error. Definitely a user error. Let's see, is there anything else that I use? I haven't put anything on my inner corner, and I actually thought about putting this gold shade there. You know what, at this point, why not? At this point, why not? I mean, I'm already fully immersed. Let's see, I don't really know what brush. Maybe I'll use one of these little bulby brushes and see how that works. But the shade is Inheritance. So let's just go for it. That actually looks kind of cool. It's a lot less orangey and actually more golden than I expected it to be. And it looks kind of cool. I feel like this brush is not a good choice though. Let's see if I can find something else. Let's do one of these little pointy flat brushes. Yes, that's pretty. All right, I think I messed with my inner corner a little bit. See, you should leave well enough alone. But I still think it's pretty. So the palette overall, I think, performed really well. The colors are beautiful. The shimmer is beautiful. If there's anything that doesn't look blended, it's probably my fault. But I do like it. I mean, it's very different for me. I don't know how to react to it really, other than, oh my goodness, look at me. I think those are all the new things that I used, and it was fun. It was fun. And this will make for a really cool Instagram picture, and this will make for a really cool thing to add to my portfolio as something, you know, more artistic, more creative. And I don't know, I was gonna film like 3 other videos today. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm gonna look crazy trying to film a video with this on my face. So that's probably not going to happen today. I don't know. I'm going to have to get some advice from my friends and say, is this too much? Because they're going to say, yeah, it's too much. But I mean, what are you going to do if you need to film some videos? But I'm on a babble, so let me let you guys go. I hope you enjoyed this. I have no idea how I'm going to edit this because I don't know how I'm going to edit this. I would guess that I will be cutting a lot of the actual process out, or definitely speeding it up in a big way, but I want you to be able to see my process. Maybe I'll just completely take out one eye and just show you me doing it on one eye. I think there's a lot of things that I would do differently the next time around. And as a final thing, I'm going to set with MAC Fix Plus in the Cherry Blossom scent, because I know it's going to be delicious, and you know, might as well lock in all this goodness, right? Okay, this and this, star of the show. Oh, this smells so beautiful. It's very light and floral and fragrant, and it looks, I mean, just like Fix Plus. It just made everything that looked powdery not look powdery anymore. All right, so whenever I do these crazy, very extravagant looks, I like to do the poses. So get ready for the poses in 3, 2, 1. All right, so there's your little posing masquerade. Thank you so much for being here today. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next month's makeup discovery video and whatever comes next on my channel, take care and God bless. Bye, guys. Oh my goodness, I just got through using this new and I've found that I'm really starting to enjoy a moisture. I'm trying to finish this up. I'm about to be finishing this little heck is that called? Jar. And if I can get it open, I'll show you. Inside, I really like the fact that it was super, what's the word? Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and go off camera to prime my eyes and put on my eyebrows because no I'm not. I am so excited to see some color on some Anastasia. It's like some real color on but I'm getting ready to do that crazy cut crease, and I'm scared. Like, I'm afraid I'm gonna mess it all up and it's gonna be a hot mess, but I'm doing a makeup discovery video, so if it turns out crazy, hey, I tried, right?